All right. Good morning, everyone. Hope you had a good night. Mine was a little short, I got to admit. Worked. I did stream pretty late last night, doing the nightly update for the TekAdvisor.ca database, so that you could have all the latest detail when doing your shopping on my side this morning. This morning, we'll recheck everything again. Hopefully not too many products went out of stock during the night. I remember last night I definitely spotted several missing several products were already gone last night compared to the rest of the week. So the inventory is really fluid right now. Which is why it's worth checking it again today, especially before I send the tech word buying newsletter today. So let's get to work, shall we? Otherwise, I hope your morning is going well. I know my wife was doing her Black Friday shopping this morning, so I assume several of you are doing the same currently. And I must say, so far, this year is pretty great concerning rebates on technology. Actually, you might be interested. Let's go take a look. All right. So let's go check the Black Friday guide, which supplies a good graph, helping us compare day to day how years are comparing to each other. And as you see, the generosity is on par with what we had last year for Black Friday, but the quantity of rebates is much higher. 30% of the devices listed and active currently on TekAdvisor.ca are enjoying some kind of rebate. I think my minimum is at least 5%. So that's pretty good, and it even compares very advantageously to the highest point in last year's sales. At most last year we had 27% on the quantity of rebates, and I think the high point was 19% on rebates. Generosity on average. So right now what we have is 15% generosity, which is not bad, and 30% of all the inventory is currently enjoying some kind of rebate. So overall, not too shabby. If you want just a quick list of of recent price drops, you just have to scroll the page a little bit, and here we have every price drop in the last 24 hours. As you can see, there is quite a few of them. And if you want to have more details about each of them, they're in descending order of value, with the value rating TekAdvisor.ca assigns. There's quite a bit of math and behind this score here, but yeah, essentially we have this HP Pavilion desktop, or let's say you're interested in a gaming laptop, pretty cheap one too. You can just click on it and see basically how it compares to others, what it's good for, considerations you might want to have if you're not sure. Basically, they're not necessarily warning sign or red flags or anything like that, but there are things that I felt that I should highlight for potential buyers before they buy. So in this case, no optical drive, which means no DVD, no Blu-ray player, or anything like that. So if you still play those from time to time, you will need an external USB drive for it. So not the end of the world, really. But yeah, overall, Black Friday is definitely measuring up. So let's get started. Yesterday night, well, some of the sites were a little unstable, and that happens pretty much every time a big sale like this takes effect. A lot of people are competing for the server's attention. So there's some instability involved, and I know that, for instance, Best Buy did not display any in-stores availability information, and here's my first here. So yeah, they basically no longer display whether or not they have it in stock in stores. Which is understandable. A store like Best Buy, the stock levels must be changing at a blinding rate. So yeah, I cannot tell you right now if something's available online, in stores or not. Over at Best Buy, was hoping maybe I would have some kind of data, but sadly that bit is currently unavailable. So let's make sure. Let's go through the list, and I start with basically what is currently the most in demand on TekAdvisor.ca. So I sift through my analytics and basically import that in order to determine a popularity of individual devices. And essentially, the more you guys are interested in specific products, the closer I keep the more I keep an eye on it. And let me just put my phone on silent, if it will let me. There we go. So sorry about that. So okay. So this one is already since yesterday out of stock from HP themselves. So one less option to grab this 15-inch notebook. And if you have question either about either the device in here, or if you have question about certain rebates that you're considering getting yourself, please let me know. I have in-store information about this one. Interesting. So they do hide the in-store availability only on door crashers, apparently. And I'm talking by they, I mean Best Buy. So I should have data which should be a little bit more useful than last night. But it seems that the data was already available when the robot went through this morning, so that's good, and hopefully I won't have too many surprises. And yeah, it's still a $15 coupon over on the HP website. Basically, what you're seeing behind me right now is the well, it's the summary of whichever device I'm currently working on. Because sharing my screen right now with you guys would not be very interesting. It would basically see me browsing different websites and, working in forums and stuff like that. So, nothing too exciting. That what is behind me is very exciting either. That's actually one of my points. Hype is often used just to convince, help manipulate us into buying something in one way or another. It's a persuasion strategy. And I'm not exactly here to persuade you of anything. I'm more here to help you make an educated decision on whatever purchase you're preparing to make. My assumption here is that you're probably hyped enough already that I really don't need to add more on top of it. Which is why I usually remain pretty calm here, don't really have big explosions of emotions or anything like that. Trying to analyze things as calmly as I can, because to me that's the role I play in your shopping process. Trying to be the voice of reason rather than to influence you. So I'll try to be as objective as possible here. Obviously, I have some background knowledge of what is currently going on. Okay, so the Apple.ca website is back online. So this is the only day of the year where Apple themselves have rebates on Apple products. Because yeah, usually Apple doesn't do rebates. So it could be an exciting time of the year for that reason alone. Except usually other retailers have better deals on that, and yeah, it's pretty easy to see here. Apple is still selling their iPad for $429. The only promotion they have is that you get a $70 Apple gift card when you buy selected iPad models. So I'm guessing that this one is one of the selected models. Because, yeah, the way it's displayed up here. But yeah, it's available in stores and online if you wanted to. Benefits of ordering your iPad straight from Apple. It's very minor, but you do have the option of getting some laser engraving done on the iPad itself if you want to. That's not something you can get done in stores. Otherwise, things seem pretty stable here. There are definitely huge interest in the iPad these days. Yeah, the iPad is a fairly common holiday purchase or holiday gift. And overall interest has been high since the latest Apple convention where they announced the new the new iPad Pro. Here, let's have some more coffee. So in stores only at Staples. So yeah, I'm basically going through every point of interest and every sales event detected by TekAdvisor.ca right now. Oh yeah, and here's one thing that's to keep in mind. If you shop at Walmart, I've noticed that several items, or at least several items on my list, have a better price if you buy them in stores rather than online. So sometimes it's good to check the in-store pricing, even though a lot of the items on sale on Walmart's own website, a large percentage of those is only available online, or at least among the ones that I keep an eye on. And if you're wondering, the Amazon listing that I'm showing here is for a refurbished model. But it's an order fulfilled by Amazon, so you do get the basically the standard free deliveries if you're a Prime member, and the same 30-day returns that Amazon is pretty good for usually. So it's pretty low risk purchase. The only thing is, I seem to remember that several retailers do have better deal on brand new model. So yeah, that's the downside. Okay, so this computer last night was out of stock. I see it's back because it's only available in stores currently. And that's a very good deal on a pretty hardcore gaming system. You can go more hardcore than this, sure. But whether it's worth investing the extra money is, well, it's questionable. Let's put it that way. And we're in a situation where the certified open box costs more than the brand new model. Only advantage of the open box is that it's in stock online. So if you don't want to step in stores today, that might be a better way to do it, especially since yeah, you can't always rely on ordering stuff online and picking them up in stores at Best Buy during the holiday season. Well, during the big sales like this. And this laptop is available again from Staples after a brief absence. It is, however, only available from a brick and mortar location. You cannot buy this one online currently. You might be able to do it from HP themselves, however. And yeah, here the coupons are a little confusing, because there's a $50 coupon and a $15 coupon. And I'm not entirely sure if they stack up. So I'm going to list this laptop as available for $750 here. But you might be able to save an extra 15 bucks. Another pretty good gaming PC. Not sure it's worth spending the extra $100 for this one either. Or, from what I see here, pretty similar. A pretty similar configuration all in all when you start looking at the components inside. It's available online though, so if you don't want to step in stores, that would be a way to do it. And it's also good if you prefer Dell to Asus, for instance. It is also available for the same price bought from Dell themselves. So if you want in-house support for your purchase, that might actually be the way to go. Because, yeah, Dell has pretty good on-site customer service. And you're not necessarily going to get that from Best Buy. Even though I do know some member of the Geek Squad travel around, I just don't think it's free. But I could be wrong. So if you have details about that, feel free to share them in chat. And the Dell G3 laptop is still available from Microsoft online and in stores. Pretty compelling deal there. Even if it's not the most powerful configuration out there, definitely. Oh yeah, and let me check a few things here. Alright, so this deal still available from London Drugs here. Let's bring up the analytics so I can see what people are looking for. So I see I've got a lot of visitors from the US right now. I hope my site can help you, even though it's not exactly TekAdvisor.ca's specialty to well, provide good advice for people south of the border. You will probably find that the prices I'm displaying look a little on the elevated side. Well, that's because, well, Canadian dollar value is a little lower than US. Plus, usually things cost a little bit more because, well, there's some import fees involved in getting electronics shipped to Canada from the US, where they usually are delivered. So sadly, my prices might very well look a bit lackluster to you. I don't really have the means to check prices in international capacity right now. I would need a much higher budget for that. Even though I would love to do it. Oh yeah, the big rebate I did notice last night was the Google Pixel 3. If you buy them from Google themselves, their pricing is really good right now at $800 for the Google Pixel 3 and $879 for the XL variant. Which is a pretty comfortable price for the XL, I must say. And I do see a lot of people are looking at software compatibility for uh, basically their purchases. Sorry, got not a sore throat, but my voice is not at its best currently. Pretty sure it's because it's the morning and the night was a little short. And the Google Pixel 2 still coming soon from the Google website. Never a fan when something is probably not going to come back, but the store tells you that, yeah, it's coming back. I'm skeptical about this. But then again, price on the Pixel 3 is better. So they probably expect most people to want to go with the Pixel 3 anyway. So yeah, I see quite a bit of interest in the software pages on the site right now. So basically those pages can give you a list of laptops or desktop or tablets, let's say able to run program X, Y, or Z. Like right now I'm seeing Fortnite, Minecraft, Logic Pro, and Clip Studio Paint among the software being researched on the site. So those pages should be fairly useful even south of the border. The prices, as I said, are not going to look very attractive because they're in Canadian dollars. And I try to mention Canada a few times per page, especially the likely landing pages on the site. But yeah, on the software pages at the bottom of the list of recommended devices, you can also find some kind of summary of common specs for a device capable of running what you're looking for. So the idea here is that it's a little bit easier that way to read system requirements, because sometimes system requirements set by developers can be a little, well, hard to decipher if you don't know computers very well. They also often mention very old hardware which is no longer on the market. I mean, not even close. And well, they have a good reason to do it. Simply put, software requirements are also meant to tell you, is your old computer able to run something or not? but in the context that you would be shopping for something brand new capable of running that, it takes a little bit extra research. So that's something the software pages are pretty good at providing usually, even for my American visitors. Although that information is at the bottom of the page right now. And despite the fact that I've been trying very hard to specialize on the Canadian market, I'm seeing quite an influx of American traffic right now. So I'll have to see what happens. I'll probably won't have time to do any changes this year. Of course, I'll try. But yeah, it's a little hard for me to cater to American needs as well as I do for Canadians. And yeah, part of the reason I started TekAdvisor.ca was that I found it out happened a little too often that I would check tech reviews or stuff like that, get excited for something, and then realize, oh, but it's not available in Canada, and in some case the answer was even, and it's never going to come to Canada. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing, and that's something I try to say for my visitors. But yeah, that specialization can backfire on me a little bit when my visitors are American. So yeah, that would be something I would like to improve. Just not sure how I would be able to do it without my means. Within my means, sorry. There's definitely a few things I can do, but not sure with what budget I would do it. Hmm. So yeah, I've already been through my list this morning. Ah, that's nice. So usually my publishing target is to have something out for 10 o'clock my time, which is noon for Ontario and Quebec, where most of my clientele is located, well, especially Ontario. Um, so if you'd like to have the newsletter delivered to you, I definitely recommend that. And this one, yeah, there's an update to do here. There's no longer a $50, coupon on this item over at HP. It's now, well, instead of 50, it's 15. But yeah, one thing I implemented on the site previously and I never used on a stream is that I did program some functions where I could stream the process in which I evaluate different devices for the newsletter. So we'll do that this morning so I can stream a little longer. Because yeah, I'm definitely under a lot of pressure on Friday mornings in general. Because I have to deliver my content as fast as possible. And yeah, the pressure is especially on because a lot of my clientele is 2 hours ahead of me, time zone wise. So that makes things a little, well, a little bit more stressful than it would be otherwise. But I think I've managed to find myself a workflow where that sort of deadline is possible too. And here's an example of an item where I disagree with the Amazon API on which is the correct price to use for device. In this case, it's only a slight difference in price, so not too terrible. There's a price drop on this gaming laptop over at HP, so let's update that. Yeah, and since chat is mostly silent right now, which is fine, by the way, I'm taking some feedback from you coming from the analytics. The website, unsurprisingly, is quite busy this morning. And that helps me figure out, that helps me find some deals actually. And it helps me direct my efforts where they would be the most useful. And basically react to people's interests instead of focusing on whatever ideals I might have on what a good tech purchase might be. So it helps me put my visitors as a more active part of my daily workflow, and helps me prioritize my visitors rather than, my own taste. right, and I see the OnePlus 6 is out of stock again. It's definitely useful information for my newsletter. I do recommend OnePlus products on a pretty regular basis. And this Omen gaming PC is back in stock from HP themselves. It's not really competing with the offers from Best Buy, however. Still, sometimes good to have options there. So glad to see it's back on the table. So Dell dropped the price on this wireless mouse. It's a little bit of a weird design, however. It's wireless, got a great scroll wheel on it and all of that. But it's got two scroll wheels, one on the thumb and one regular scroll wheel, quote unquote. So I could see that being more efficient, especially for lateral scrolling. And they say you can program that thumb wheel to do other things as well, but that just reminds me of those 4D mouses from the was it the early 2000s or late 90s? One of those. It's a little bit of a retro concept there. So I'm almost 1 hour before my release time for the newsletter. And that reminds me, I forgot to tweet the trending device, so let's take a look at that right now before I go any further. Okay. So currently most popular is a 15-inch laptop from HP. Let's make sure I didn't recommend it very recently, and no, last time I recommended it was on November 1st. So let's take a look at it. Yep, that's the one. So it's frequently discounted, i.e. 66.67% of the time. It's got a slow hard drive, which is pretty common for inexpensive laptops. No optical drive, pretty much standard fare nowadays. Easy to fix with an external drive. And as a low resolution screen and a 15-inch laptop, so not great for multitasking there. And from what I see, its current price is very common. Most of the time I have on record as this laptop sold for $500 $99 and $99, which is the price it's currently at. It was, let's see, $50 cheaper from November 18 to November 20. And it was thanks to that $50 coupon from HP from what I see, but sadly, HP ran out of stock for those. So right now, the best offer for this laptop is over at Best Buy, but it's online only right now. Pretty sure that's the device, which is, it's technically what they call a doorbuster, and they do not have in-store information on it. So you could try if you want it, but the online delivery is available if you don't want to, you know, get a crowd bath on today. So yes, let's tweet about this. And yeah, potential match for productivity user, audio editor, and media consumer. So yeah, very basic stuff for a Windows tablet. And I guess in some cases, the low resolution screen could be seen as a feature, especially for someone who tends to think that text is displayed too small on the screen, because things will tend to be displayed larger on a low resolution screen. So you have a slight bonus there, but the downside is that pretty much every single video you will see, you won't have full detail on it. It's going to be a scaled down version of it. Not usually a terrible thing, but yeah, it's definitely not the most the best screen out there, not by a long shot. But yeah, it's nice to see that Robot managed to fill the holes left by the state sites we're in last night when I visited them. So let's do some number crunching here. Because yeah, every day TekAdvisor compiles stats for 425 archetypes and the matching device categories. So for instance, photo editor, or shopping for a tablet, or shopping for a laptop. Well, I keep tracks on those so I can identify which user group and which kind of device are currently enjoying the best rebates. And I basically can tell you who should buy now and who should wait. And I feel that's one of the most useful information currently on the site. All right. And now the stats. So what helps identify how different devices compare to each other? Pretty happy with my host currently. The website is quite responsive, especially considering the load it's on right now. I'm doing a lot of number crunching while a lot of visitors are also present on the site, so always happy about that sort of thing. All right. So right now, the advantage groups on the site are, just have to scroll a little here. So stationary computers for the long-term gamer, i.e. You're a PC gamer and you want to have the options to upgrade and keep your gaming rig performing for years to come, because yeah, a gaming PC is not cheap, so it only makes sense to keep it current. So basically, gaming PCs in which you have easy access to your hardware in there to do upgrades either by yourself or get it done by a professional, whichever you prefer. So it's mostly desktop computers in that group anyway. Graphic designers could also enjoy some tasty rebates on stationary computers as well. Savings going up to $220 in that case right now. Serious photo editor, some similar rebates. Obviously, there's some crossover between graphic designers and photo editors. Serious video editor. So if you do a lot of video editing, not necessarily some really big stuff, but you could definitely do short movies and documentaries on computers of that caliber. Aspiring creative. So if you're not a professional yet or anything like that, but you like to get your hands dirty is not the right word, but basically get involved in digital creation of various types, you could save $155 on stationary computers, if that sounds like your kind of needs. And laptops for the graphic designers are also benefiting from pretty attractive rebates currently, with potential savings of $100 and $51. So not bad. If any of those sounds like something you could use personally, yeah, then it's probably a good time to go shopping today. Let's put together a quick publication for today. So yesterday I posted about the stationary computer for long-term gamers. So is the graphic designer's time. And it's been a long time since that group has been been on the good side of the rebate cycle. So pretty happy to be able to post about that. It's so long, in fact, that Facebook didn't fetch my thumbnail for it yet. Come on, Facebook, you can grab the thumbnail for it anytime now. Because, yeah, if you didn't know, the way Facebook works, it's pretty common for Facebook not to grab thumbnails from a site the first time around. You have to post, cancel, and post again before it can take effect. And right now it's being a little difficult. Guessing it can be a pretty hectic morning for Facebook too. So let's see if I can convince Facebook to grab the image so that it's not just a plain link. So apparently it hasn't been shared on Facebook before, and now it does have the information. Alright, so let's try again. Still no image. Alright, too bad. Facebook followers will have a plain experience this morning. Okay. Did that too. All right. Doing pretty good this morning, I think. So let's build the newsletter real quick. I will have some graphic design work to do later, but since we're all here, let me work on the list instead because I can share part of that process with you guys. Okay. So let's make sure that most of that data is current and worth using. Expected the MacBook Air to show up here, but I guess not this way. So $1,200 from Apple itself, which is exactly the data I have. All right, so nothing new there. It's available at much better prices from Staples and Best Buy. So moving on. I don't have a lot to recommend in the Mac user section of the site right now. But granted, I do have some data entry to do on Apple hardware. just have relatively little demand for it, so it took a little bit of a back burner this year. All right. Things are looking pretty good in terms of data freshness. So let's give it a look. So, if you didn't know, the way I pick, well, at least a portion of the devices listed on the newsletter is by basically going through different archetypes and finding the best pick for each of them. So I'm basically trying to cover the needs of every archetype out there. And basically find the best value for each of those archetypes. So for instance, right now we're looking at the gamer. So got a few options there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will go with my usual here. The Memory Express GT 1100,000i. Because, yeah, that's very solid value and might be strange to some of you, but there's very rarely anything competing in that price range with it. And we have that 15-inch MSI gaming laptop here, available from, well, best place to grab it is, once again, my local favorite, Memory Express. Let me just double check, and it's out of stock online, but it is in stores. I will also pick the Nintendo Switch, because by tablet standard, it's a fantastic gaming option. And you know what? I'll take a quick bio break and I'll be right back, okay? All right, and I'm back. So I've got a few systems already selected here. Let's finish the suggestion list for today's newsletter. So Serious Gamer here is pretty well covered as well. Actually, prices on the Serious Gamer gear is so close to the it's so low in price basically that even for just regular gamer, I find the Serious Gamer options are a little bit more attractive there. And later I will try to cover more budget options. And now let's see, hardcore gamer wise, there I have plenty of pre-built system to offer because as we saw this morning, yeah, there's quite a few of those enjoying really good rebates currently. And I think I will try to not pick the Memory Express one, although it would probably be my favorite, but it is the costliest by $200, so that's already a good reason. Other reason is that, well, not everybody has Memory Express nearby and is willing to order online. So since I have pretty good alternative to offer, which are available from big electronics chain and available across the country, I'll go with the Dell Inspiron from Best Buy here. Offers a slightly better value for the price than the similarly priced Asus model sold at Staples. Those two are very, very, very similar, but the Dell one has a slightly stronger CPU. Not necessarily something you will see much of the difference in video game with, but you will see an improvement in creative tasks quite a bit. Especially if you have to render video or anything like that, then the extra CPU sure comes in handy. Now for the video editor, I got quite a few options. Yeah, the Pavilion at the beginning of the list is a very common recommendation. I recommend it a lot. The processor in it is already very strong and it's very capable for the price, despite the fact that it doesn't have a video card. So just for basic video editing project, that thing is fine. And I think I will put the Memory Express system. Just let me check. There's the Dell Inspiron from Microsoft, but that is a small screen though. I will still recommend it because it's a very attractive product for, well, anyone that has to hop from meeting room to meeting room, really. And I'll pick up the Memory Express option here, the VT2000i, because it's a very strong machine, especially for $900. So, worst case scenario, if I run out of space, maybe I will remove it on grounds of, um, well, accessibility. Not everyone has a Memory Express nearby, even though I really, really like Memory Express personally. Got all my covers based. My base is covered on the serious video editor front already. Because, yeah, video editing suites usually benefit from having a good video card in them, mostly for live editing and previews. So that helps make your video editing experience more fluid, especially if you have, FX going on, high resolution, a few things like that. So a video card help with that sort of thing, which usually mean that the most cost-effective system to do that sort of thing is a gaming computer. And I already have those selected. So photo editor, let's see, I've got that covered as well. Serious photo editor, we fall into the gaming category as well. Having a little bit of a video card helps a lot, just, again, keeping things fluid. Just give me a sec here. I will add that Dell Inspiron 15-inch gaming laptop. It's only available online, but it's very good value for the price. And I've seen that listing. I'm pretty sure I've recommended this laptop for the last few weeks. The price is not as good as it used to be. Last time I recommended it, it was at $1,050. Now it's at $1,130. So, yeah, I've had better. But still, in that price range, it still comes on top. There is that 15-inch VivoBook laptop. It's all solid state, while the other one is a mix of solid state and mechanical. So yeah, the extra hard drive space definitely a good choice, especially for creative needs like that. So I think I'll stick with that. Audio editor. Definitely have pretty good option with the... Sorry, let me update that. There you go. Already have a compelling option with the HP Pavilion desktop here. But I do not have a laptop to recommend. Usually audio editors I recommend, if possible, a 1080p screen. Mostly because audio editing software is not very demanding. But the UI for them is pretty complex usually, so having a larger resolution, more space to work, definitely a plus there. Yeah, you'd feel pretty cramped on a 720p monitor doing anything intensive in there. So audio editor is not a very advanced segment, really. So yeah, if you want to do podcast or a few things like that, those would be pretty good picks. But for the laptop, I'm pretty sure I will go with the Dell Inspiron here. It currently sells for $600. Last time recommended it was almost $800, so that's a really good deal. Only thing, it's only available online from Microsoft, so let me double check here. It's still available online. Oh, and I do have a report here that it's available in store as well. So yeah, I will definitely do that. Always comfortable recommending devices from Microsoft. Especially with the Signature Edition program they have. Music producer is already pretty well covered with my previous picks here. So let's move on. Serious music producer. Same deal. Trying to see more gaming options in there. Basically, if you have a very complex composition, the extra horsepower definitely comes in handy. Media consumer. Yeah, the Amazon Fire HD 8 is a great value there. That's what I use as my personal tablet, so I'm very comfortable recommending it. This is technically the new tablet, but there's no change in hardware whatsoever. So I'm not sure exactly why they made it a new model. But yeah, it's back in stock after being a favorite of mine, and it's currently $70 instead of the regular price at which I already recommend it a lot, which is $100. And the Fire HD 8 is quite a bit more powerful than the Fire HD 7. So usually Fire HD 8 is the point where I usually feel comfortable saying, well, let's start at this point and no lower. Galaxy Tab A7 is also $110, but it's too close in price, in my opinion, to the Fire HD 8. You do have the benefit. You do have the benefit of having access to the regular Play Store. So I'll grab it, but yeah, spec-wise, it's almost the same as the Fire HD 8, so not a big improvement there. But it's available from a lot of, well, several brick and mortar locations, so if you feel more comfortable getting a tablet from a physical retailer and going on site yourself, that might be an okay choice. Oh yeah, and why not? I'll pick the Fire HD 10 tablet as well, because I haven't recommended it in the past, but the regular price is $200. It currently goes for $150. You do not have access to the Android Play Store, but the Amazon App Store is not bad, and you get regular security update on it, which wouldn't be the case with every Android tablet in that price range. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I will recommend it at least this week. So this week will probably be a little heavier than usual on the tablet side. I usually only pick 3. And there's two convertible Chromebooks on the list today. Okay, the Amazon pricing is not accurate there. Yeah, some new store pretty much hijacked the best price here, and I don't feel comfortable recommending that, so let's go with the pretty much the usual Acer 11-inch convertible Chromebook. Because, well, it's available online and in stores from Best Buy, so everyone has access to it easily. And for $330, it's a very solid choice. And I still feel comfortable recommending the Razer phone, especially in the mobile gaming section. Definitely a great deal on that handset going on at the moment. And yeah, for watching videos, listening to music, and playing games, if you play games on mobile, very compelling system there. So let's see, the Road Warrior. What do I have here? There's a Microsoft Surf. Oh, it's the Microsoft Surface laptop. It's at $1,050 from Amazon and a couple other places. And yeah, it's sold by Amazon itself. It's also available from Staples and Best Buy, so yeah, I think I will go with that. It's not a super strong laptop, but at least unlike other Microsoft Surface laptops I've seen before, this one has a full Windows installation on it, not Windows S, which I personally just can't recommend. Definitely don't see the restriction that come with Windows 10s are that sounds terrible to me, to be honest. I have a hard time recommending those. I'm pretty sure the casual nomad is well served by my tablet selection, especially this week, so yeah, I can leave it as is. Oh, forgot to update the slide, sorry. But here for the aspiring creative, we do have a few options there too. So 480 at Staples. But I just feel much better recommending the $700 system here. Still, it's $200 difference. And it's a pretty solid pick. Would probably see that more for homework and stuff like that, but still, it's pretty compelling option, so I'll select it for now. Worst case scenario, if I'm out of room, I'll remove it later. Mobile photographer. Got a few options there as well. iPhone 7 is pretty affordable right now. And looks like it's thanks to Apple of all places. Yeah, looks to be true. It's available online and in stores as well. Definitely not the latest iPhone. Usually I recommend the iPhone 8. And I'm pretty sure that's what I will do as well. Except the best deal on the iPhone 8 is from eBay, and it's an open box. It's a pretty trustworthy listing in my opinion. But I don't know, that would probably put a lot of people off, and it's not that cheap either. Alright, so let's recommend the OnePlus 6T, because, yeah, I'm very happy to recommend that one. It's already part of my usual recommendations. Price hasn't changed on it from what I'm seeing. Let me double check. So yeah, it's still $720, which ain't bad. Is it worth recommending the iPhone 7 though? I'm not entirely convinced. Yeah, I'll skip that. The Samsung Galaxy S9, however, that I'm sure I want to recommend. Great rebate on it already over at Samsung, and yeah, I heard great things about the camera in that. Yeah, maybe I won't recommend an Apple phone for this week. Because as far as I know, there's no rebate on the XS, XR, XS Max, or any of those. So, yeah. A $700 50 gaming laptop available from Microsoft. Yeah, I will definitely add that to the list for now. Tinkerer is pretty well covered as well. And I don't see anything that stands out in terms of new rebates. It's pretty much the usual rebates. Hardcore graphic designer is well covered, as is the casual worker. Yeah, I was wondering when it would appear on screen. Let's see. Multitasker is well covered, and it's not usually worth getting. Oh no, let's see. Let's see if that $40, well, that $40 price tag, worst case scenario, it's definitely available from Best Buy from what I see here. Let's verify it just to be absolutely sure. So yeah, that mouse is indeed as a better price than last time recommended it at $40. Pretty good gaming mouse that I did experience myself. And I'll try to bring that on screen. There we go. Same thing with the Logitech Proteus. Usually that doesn't go for $40. It's cheaper than usual by quite a shot. And let's see, 27-inch curved gaming monitor. Yeah, that has, in my eyes, that has Christmas written all over it. And yeah, pricing on it is pretty good from reliable sources too. Yep, still holding. So yeah, I will pick that up for sure. And Newegg for refurbished Logitech G8 810 Orion Spectrum RGB, but it's refurbished. Yeah, regular price is not too hot. All right. Looks like I have everything I need. So it looks like I've got my newsletter set up. Hi Frozedy, you're just in time actually. I was about to head out to finish my newsletter. So a laptop-like keyboard that's quiet and cheap. Funny enough, they're not listed on my site currently, but I have two in my possession, which might be interesting to you. I grabbed those for pretty cheap, and I'm not sure what their current pricing is, but at their highest price, they're only sold for $40, if I remember right. So I've got this Logitech keyboard here with an integrated trackpad. Trackpad is a little finicky, but considering I got it for $20, I was very happy with that. I use it often because it's small and basically it's very convenient for me when I work on a different computer because it's one dongle, plug it in, it takes no space and no numpad. So yeah, so you won't like this one either. Which this one is from Microsoft. So those two I bought originally mostly for a living room setup. So those would have been my recommendation when you told me a laptop-like. So by laptop-like, I assume you don't mean, how would I say? You mean that you're not looking for something with a mechanical keyboard, you're looking for something with relatively shallow keys, and so forth, right? Thank you for the link, that way I can check it fairly easily. And I see you're on the .com site, so I'm assuming you're from the US, right? Oh no, Korean, apparently. judging from the price I'm seeing here. QR. Oh, sweet. Sweden. Sorry about that. I saw KR and I was not. I went Korean, then I saw the Swedish flag up there. Sorry. So definitely outside my area of expertise. Yeah, looks like a fairly interesting keyboard there. You're a little bit on the pricey side. You feel comfortable with the... although, sorry, I tend to compare things to Canadian dollars. That's what I'm used to look into. But yeah. Yeah, that's... my brain caught up with what the key R might mean after the fact. Sorry again. I run mostly kind of regional websites, so I tend to look at things from a Canadian perspective because, well, that's a little bit my mission statement. But yeah, I kind of look at setup overall. I do not know the Red Dragon brand. Let me check my website just to see if I find something similar here that might or might not be available in your region. So if, right, I've got to go in interact. So if I go in my accessories and peripheral category, and you're looking for keyboard only, right? You don't need a combo. Oh, and it's a special layout. Well, special. I'm in the market for keyboard with a special layout too. We have a special layout in Canada. The weird thing is that almost every keyboard around here are still sold in the English US standard. And when you're bilingual like me, well, that's not ideal. There's all sort of ways to work around it, and everyone around here basically found their own way around. But I got used to the the Canadian multilingual setup. Just sadly for me, it's not available everywhere. Gotcha. So yeah, looking at the list here, just trying to have a good look at the layout. So it's a QWERTY-based layout, and it's an NC layout as well. But yeah, that looks like US English to me. Because yeah, if I look down here, you want wired or wireless? I do not have the largest selection on keyboard only. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't really like charging and managing batteries if I can't avoid it. So yeah, the closest thing I have is that Amazon Essential keyboard here, which I don't think is what you're looking for. But I'll try to give it a better look here off screen. Well, it's very laptop-like, and it's $17 Canadian, well, 18 to be honest. It's almost out of stock though. That could be an option if you want to pay a lot less than what you have here, but quality is going to be nowhere near what your selection here. So from what I see here, you have a 50 krona rebate on it, which is not an insignificant rebate. Oh, you do use Synergy as well. Yeah, I like Synergy quite a bit. Use that for my setup every day. And it's so convenient. Only, I even have the 2.0 beta license. I just didn't start using it yet because one of my computer is stuck on a 32-bit system. So I cannot use the latest because it's 64-bit only, sadly enough. But yeah, big fan of that. So yeah, sorry, that's pretty much all I have to recommend keyboard-wise. From what I'm seeing here, I don't have something better to recommend that's your current pick. But thank you very much for sending that link. That's that helped me quite a bit. Yeah, the reason why I have a 32-bit system is I tend to recycle quite a bit, and I have a very old iMac here that has a 64-bit processor, but a 32-bit UEFI on it. So I'm stuck in 32-bit, even though theoretically I could go 64. But yeah, that computer only serves to basically keep an eye on the dog in the backyard through a webcam and something like that, and pretty much all that. Keep an eye on deliveries. Yeah, I didn't need something really strong. I don't want to buy a new system, so maybe eventually I'll just connect one of those cheap wireless monitor to it and do it that way. Razer. I don't have very extensive experience with Razer personally. Some people love them, some people hate them. It's weird. Most people I hear about like the Logitech keyboard better, in the gaming grade anyway. So there's quite a few of those, but yeah, the thing is, do they have gaming laptops still using membrane? That's where I'm not sure. Razer and Logitech both do quite a bit of mechanomembrane keyboards. And it's a cost-saving measure. They still have all the rollover keys feature and all of that, so it's pretty similar. But essentially, on top of the membrane domes, they build those mechanical clicky things. So that's not what you're looking for. If you don't want the noise, well, do you know the difference between the different switch types? Because you've got the blue ones, which are pretty noisy. The green one is a little bit so. And let's see, the blacks are pretty silent. And so are the brown. So it depends on what kind of... Those are cherry switches too. So sometimes you run into newer kind of switches than what I have on my tester here. But yeah, do black again. There you go. Basically, if I press hard, you will hear a tuck as it bottoms out. You can eliminate a good deal of that noise by putting O-rings on it, though. And if you want to test those out, it's pretty easy to get a key tester so that you can basically find what kind of switch you like. And yeah, I can't give you the best preview of how clicky they are, but essentially, if you want to consider a gaming system and want to go mechanical, by going with from what I remember, the black, the browns, and the Speed MX are pretty much silent. And yeah, you hear them bottoming out, but you can also put O-ring on them to reduce the amount of noise they make. So yeah, really want to invest in a nice mechanical keyboard myself. Just need to get mine done custom because of the layout I like. So I've been saving for that for a few years personally. But yeah, the W key on my current keyboard was acting out during my latest stream, so sounds like that will be a necessary expand soon. So I hope I managed to help you out a little bit. As I said, Razer, some people love them, some people don't. So if you feel like trying Razer, my advice would be, well, try one. They're fairly durable for what they are. A few of them do come with waterproofing and crumb-proofing membrane on it too, which can be nice, especially for cleaning. It makes the process a little bit easier, and if you spend a lot of time at the keyboard, it's also a plus. So new mission, full-size keyboard with MX Black, least travel distance. MX Blacks have a standard travel distance, however. That's the one thing. You will probably have longer travel distance. Just let me remember which is which. That's this one. So obviously you don't have the millimeter distance here, but it's going to be a bit longer than some. Oh, low. So low profile. Got it. And yeah, there's a few of those. So good luck in your search. I hope I managed to give you a little bit of a help to help you a little bit here, despite my limited access. But yeah, now it's I'm late for my newsletter, so I gotta run. And prepare the graphics, post all of that, and If you'd like more of this stream, feel free to follow, subscribe. I'm on Twitch, YouTube, also Twitter, Facebook, and so on. And there's also the newsletter. So that way, if you want to hear more about what I find and all of that, you had to ask for another thing. Okay, let's try to give it a quick shot. It's one of those things. I'm under a lot of pressure on Fridays because I try to cater as well as possible to, well, my core audience is in a time zone 2 hours away from me, so that, yeah, that shortens my day quite a bit. So, Cooler Master Storm Sentinel Advanced 2. Let me Google that real quick. I think that's the platform that can stand on your lap for keyboard and mouse and use that as a wireless setup, right? Not quite. It looks like a pretty cool mouse, and with the vents in there, I could see myself using that. Oh, and the Steam Deck, yes. I was combining the two. I remember that on Amazon Day, the Stream Deck itself was on sale for very cheap. It was $100 instead of $200, so I'm not sure exactly how that would translate in krona. And Stream Deck, let me check what it is right now, because that was definitely the cheapest place to get it. Could be worth heading to Amazon, because from what I see, they have rebates on both the full-size Stream Deck. So it's down from 220 to 143. So yeah, almost over $50 here. So yeah, 25%. Not bad. They also have the Stream Deck Mini if you want to save a little bit on that. However, the rebate is much lower on it. It's only an $8 rebate. So $40 on a Stream Deck-like thing. What I did personally, I wanted something to be able to mute my microphone when I stream. So, for instance, so I can turn off my microphone in OBS fairly easily. So I ended up buying a cheap China-made USB pedal. Comes with a little piece of software on it that lets me basically reconfigure it as either a keyboard, joystick, or anything I want. Sadly, OBS only take keybinds from keyboard, so sometimes when I have the interact window open or something like that, it basically intercepts any keyboard input, so that blocks me that way. But for some of the stream types I have, that works. and I paid under $20 for it. It's a single pedal. They have systems that have multiple pedals on it, basically the same kind of deal. That would probably be my pick personally, but yeah, that's only 1 or 2 entries. If you need more functionality, especially if you like the Stream Deck, do have little pictures that you can customize as you want behind each screen, which can be very useful for streaming. Might be worth just saving for a little longer to get that. Maybe somebody else would know of a cheaper option, but basically I'm pretty sure you would sacrifice a lot of functionality in trying to get the price under the $140 price here. Deckboard app for your phone. Oh yeah, that sounds like a pretty good option. Yeah, that sounds like a really good solution, Frosty. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. I will probably look into that. But yeah, I've seen the Stream Deck get down to $100. That's the lowest I've seen it, and I haven't seen something that really compete on quite the same level. So it sounds like Deckboard would be the best option under that price range, or at least that's how it sounds to me. But yeah, it's annoying with my phone draining battery. Yeah, I know. The way I would probably handle it in your case, I would grab one of my old smartphone, basically run it off the USB charger, and not drain my daily driver, basically. And yeah, disable the screensaver, or as close as I can. But yeah, I really have to go now. So sorry for cutting this shorter than I'd like. I'd love to stay longer and chat about ways to handle things. But yeah, thank you very much for dropping by. I enjoyed the chat quite a bit, and I'll see everyone later. Bye-bye.